Okay, road sign, Macarora, 18 Ks away. My range is 11 Ks. Jeez, I'm not gonna make it. Welcome back to NewZeroland. This is part 3 of our South Island motorcycle road trip series, where we tackle the west coast. We were in Hokitika and we had to make it to Wanaka, but the lack of charging stations and the crazy distances between them had us worried. The closest fast charging station in Franz Josef was 134 Ks away, and the next one was all the way in Wanaka, 284 Ks from there. There's a Tesla destination charger in Hartz, but I'd never used one before and had no idea if it would even work. So in this situation, it would have been smarter just to turn around and find a different way to go, but we did it anyway. Here we are, day 5, heading out to Fox Glacier via Franz Josef Glacier. That's where we're going to charge up next, and it's a little wet outside, which is actually it's a nice day, so it's cool. We're just going to ride slow and try and make it there on a single charge. If not, we'll charge up at some cafe for lunch. And my GoPro is dead, did not charge at all last night, so Jen is behind the camera today, and we're gonna have a very good time. See you guys in a bit. So like I said, for whatever reason my GoPro didn't charge overnight, so I plugged it into a power bank, put it in my tank bag, and we set off on our trip. I'm gonna be honest, the distance we had to ride was freaking me out. This was the first time I'd experienced range anxiety on this trip, so I just rode slow. But that actually turned out to be pretty nice. With the roads mostly to ourselves, because of the whole pandemic thing making it seem like we were the only tourists in the whole area, and this peaceful forest to cruise through, we didn't mind taking our time. Especially when the views were like this. I wanted to keep flying because this is such a beautiful place to stop, but the birds weren't having it. So we got out of there before I lost another drone. Alright, welcome back. I charged up the GoPro while we were riding, and so finally have full battery again. So we have 63 kilometers to go. I was hoping to charge up, well, we stopped at this little cafe, Pukeko store and cafe, in a place called Hari Hari. Awesome place, but I wasn't able to charge, but it's okay because I have 64% and a range of 94 kilometers, so going slow really paid off. Alright, well, we enjoy these windy roads. I figure it's a good time to talk about our routine for the trip. So just about every day we've been waking up at like 6 or 6:30, and then we're back on the road by 8, just because we're so anxious to just start riding again, because it's been so much fun. I like riding in the morning because there isn't really a rush to get to where you want to be. You know, you can just take your time, stop wherever, fly the drone, take photos. If there's a sign that says waterfall 30-minute hike and it ends up being 45 minutes, it doesn't matter. You know, you just want to just go do it. I also made a promise to Jen that we wouldn't ride at night because, you know, it's more dangerous. In these conditions, it's not very fun, and you miss all the scenery, which kind of defeats the point of the trip. So yeah, if there's any advice I can give for planning a trip, I definitely prefer riding in the morning, just so you're not in a rush. And you know, related to my trip, electric charging and stuff, you definitely want to go in the morning so you can take your time. And if you need to cover a long distance, just ride slow, because you got nowhere to be. So it's way more enjoyable, and you freak out a lot less, I think. So we made it to Franz Josef. Yes, no worries. I mean, we weren't really slow. We got here with 22% on the dash. We went about 140 Ks ish, something like that, and that's pretty good. I feel like at that pace, going between 70 and 80 kilometers per hour the whole day, we could probably do 160 Ks on a charge, which is pretty impressive for the smaller battery. That's 100 miles. So, check the map. We only have 16 Ks to go, so I don't actually need to even charge up to 80 and pay all this ridiculous money. So I'm just gonna stop it now and unplug and hit the road. Yes. Right around the block was a Tesla charger, so I wanted to see if it worked, because that would come in handy on the next leg of our trip. Hey, DC fast charge initialization.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
So, that didn't work. Well, I waited a while, but it never got past the DC initialization screen. I guess something's wrong with the communication. Probably because this isn't a Tesla. But that's alright. It's the journey, not the destination charger. It would have been cool to stay in Franz Josef, but it was better if we started the next day further south. So we kept riding down to Fox Glacier. So here's the plan, right? We are here, and we're gonna ride the bikes to here, a little car park area, and then we'll do this little hike. Hopefully see the glacier. Yeah, it's kind of foggy outside, but hopefully we'll see something. Anyway, yeah, we're leaving all our bags and stuff at the motel, and then we'll just ride super squid-like. It's gonna be great. No drones. There are a lot of helicopter flights over here. Helicopter glacier landings. Yeah, not really ideal conditions for hiking. It's sprinkling, as you can see. Spitting.
Drizzling.
Drizzling. De-rizzle. But, you know, we're making the best of it. Gonna try and see this glacier while we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in Foxy Town.
It's gonna be great. Foxy Town, population U. But already, look at all this nice vegetation going on. We're in a jungle.
We're in the jungle, baby. Jungle.
You're gonna die!
No!
Hey, there's people. We should rob them. Warm spring. Well, the water is a different color. Oh wow, that's really warm.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think my hands are too warm to really notice it.
Oh.
Because I've been in gloves.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah.
So much jungle. A rainforest, right? I don't know, what's the difference? Ferns versus vines? Is that the difference?
Tarzan?
I don't know. Tell me, YouTubes. Coolest walking trail ever. South Islands. So amazing.
It's really bad.
So many trees. Should have taken the bikes though.
Yeah.
Walking's for chumps. Well, we've reached the ends. Could have sworn there was a bridge here, but I guess not. It says, do not go beyond this point. Alright, bro. Oh well. But you can't stay in a place called Fox Glacier without seeing the glacier. So we hopped back on our bikes and rode way out to this viewing area. And just for a moment, the clouds parted and we saw the glacier.
How cool is that? Pretty excited. Pretty excited.
We made it back to our motel and I plugged in for the night. Imagine booking your motel stay, and part of the fee for booking the motel is free fuel for your motorcycle.
Wash your own dishes after use because it will make you younger, prettier, cooler, smarter, funnier, well-traveled, and better in bed. Wash your dishes.
The next day, we woke up to rain, and the forecast didn't look promising for where we were headed. So, it's raining, which was kind of expected, but you know, it's the West Coast. West Coast always rains, and it wasn't going to be perfect weather the whole trip. So, the only problem is that today we have to go 200 kilometers, and there are no fast chargers because I didn't do enough research. And so, we're going to go 119 Ks to Hartz, and hopefully charge up at a campsite for a couple hours, and then make the final leg of 80-ish kilometers to Makararawa, something, I don't know, I'll put it on the screen. But you know, what's a road trip without drama? See if we make it.
So it begins.
So originally when I started planning this trip, I wanted to stay in Wanaka, just because Wanaka is a really cool place and Jen's never been, and I just wanted to spend more time there, not just pass through, you know? But I didn't realize how hard it would be to even get there. So kind of last minute, we rebooked a different place in Makarora, which is way closer, and it'll give us more time to enjoy all the fun roads that lead up to Wanaka. Also, Wanaka has a fast charger there, so it just makes sense not to stay there overnight. But Makarora is still 200 k's away, so I have to charge somewhere. And the only place, it seems, between here and there is Hartz. So here's hoping that they have somewhere I can plug in. By the time we made it to Hartz, we were freezing and soaked. It was a huge difference from 2 days ago in Springfield when we were boiling hot. We made it to Hartz. 30% left, 44 k's of range. It's a long ride. Our buddy Jez told us to check out this pub called the Hard Antler. So we stopped there and I asked if I could plug in the bike while we ate some breakfast. The people there were so nice and ran an extension cord for me out the back. This would be a perfect spot for a charging station. I feel like every restaurant could also be a place where you plug in. So while you're sipping on some hot chocolate, your electric vehicle is charging up. But Hartz in particular needs a station badly. At the moment, the whole west coast is still this charging dead zone. Okay, update. None of our gear is waterproof. We're freezing. There's a horrible...
I'm in a tank top only because all of my stuff is wet.
Horrible 2 hours of riding in the rain. Little did I know, we had another 2 hours of riding in the rain to look forward to. But I figured at the snail's pace we were riding, all I needed was a little over 50% to make it the next 80 k's to Makarora. And I felt like we overstayed our welcome because we were there for probably 2 hours. So I unplugged and we hit the road. But with nothing else between there and Makarora, that meant continuing to ride slow. I kept telling myself it would only be today, just one more miserable slow ride in the rain, and the rest of the trip would be back to the normal high-speed fun. We just had to get through this. But as much as we were hating the rain, it does make cool waterfalls. And then we started going uphill. Suddenly there were mountains everywhere and the road kept going up and up and my range was dropping fast. But it wasn't just my range. Alright, Jen just told me her fuel light came on. I think riding this slowly is killing her range. So she's gonna go on ahead and I just have to keep going slow because I'm already in the red. You guys freaking out? I'm freaking out. At some point, I stopped looking at the scary red battery percentage bar and just watched the range estimate. Same as yesterday, if I dropped my speed a little bit, the estimate would go up. But then, a road sign. Okay, road sign, Makarora, 18 k's away. My range is 11 k's. Jeez, I'm not gonna make it. I immediately dropped my speed to 40 k's an hour and pulled over to the side. So many things went through my mind at that moment. Maybe I should have waited at that pub another hour? Maybe I should have been riding slower? Am I gonna have to push this thing, and for how far? Also, did Jen make it? But then, the other side of the Hartz Pass, I started going downhill. My estimated range was increasing like crazy. I was gonna make it, and Jen made it too. Turns out Makarora had a gas station right outside of our accommodation. So Jen filled up the Triumph. I think it was $29, and I got there with 6% and an estimated range of 8 kilometers. It's just one of those situations that reminds you, even though we've had electric vehicles for years, it's still a new technology and the infrastructure has to catch up. And when you throw in rain on a steep mountain pass, it's even more challenging. What a day. What a horrible, wet, motorcycling nightmare of a day. And little did we know, the nightmare had only begun.